Welcome to my ultimate beginner's guide. So today I will be explaining a lot of things about Throne and Liberty. Also I will recommend to watch my other tutorials because I explain how to do other things. But if you're just here to get an explanation on how multiple things work in the end game or as a beginner, make sure you stay until the end, and otherwise let's just jump into the video with all my tips and tricks. Twitch.tv/Rayo. So first of all, let's go to the menu. So the first thing you need to go is to the codex, and here you can see all the main quest lines. So all of the purple quests that you have not completed yet and what you have completed, get your rewards. Next you have the exploration tab. Here you can basically see side quests that you can complete for extra XP while you're in the midst of doing main quests. After that you have the collection. In the collection you basically pick up the notes and stuff around the map and it forms into books. Now if we go out of it and jump into one of the most important tabs, the character info. Now here you can see your stats, and also on the bottom left you can see your combat score or gear score. So basically this is how you track how powerful you are usually. So mine is 2.3 thousand, and also you do need to use all of the stat points once you get them to be stronger. For example, you put 30 into strength, you get an extra buff. You put 30 into perception, you get an extra buff. Keep in mind that gear does give you more stats, so basically you can have an armor that gives you an extra 5 strength points. This basically means that you will have the better buffs that are at the high levels, or I mean they are achievable, so don't worry about it for now, it just depends on your gear. So the higher levels aren't really reachable with only stat points. Now, to the next tab. Let's go into skills. So keep in mind that you can use both weapons abilities at the same time. So basically what you do is you drag them down to your hotbar and you can just set keybinds from there. And also I do recommend upgrading the skills once you can. On the right you have the passive skills as well that you need to upgrade. So don't forget to do that. And as you can see, you can still pop sword and shield and great sword abilities at the same time. Meaning, as I said, both weapons at the same time, which makes some incredible combos. With the second tab, the skill specialization, basically with leveling up you get points for this on the bottom left, and on the left side you choose your weapons, whatever you play with, and then you go to your abilities and start reading. So for example, different abilities have different type of points. So let's say a bad ability has 3 points, a good ability has 7 points required for it. So you can spread them out on these two weapons and tabs. So this is a really good method to actually get a huge power buff. But that's basically it on the skill side, to be honest. There's not much to it, and I hope you understood everything I explained. So let's move on to the battle pass. Now the battle pass basically is a good way to get extra loot. So on the right side you have all the quests you have to do. And here you can see your star crystals. With that you can buy stuff in the star shop. But I do have to say, once you complete the battle pass, every single quest reward you get, so the 10 crystals or 100 crystals that you get will instantly be turned into these stars, which you can use in the shop to buy different kinds of things. Now moving into the real shop of the game, basically you can spend your Lucent here, which is premium currency, and also your Ornate coins. Ornate coins basically you can get by watching Twitch, so getting Twitch drops or exploring the map, and maybe sometimes after maintenance. Here you can buy a lot of growth stones, straight extraction stones, fish bait and pouches. So this is really good. Once you level up a bit you'll realize why this is that good, and also on top of here you have all the places you can spend Lucent. Now I'm not gonna explain how you get Lucent because I have a video for that already, which you can go and check out on my channel. I just want to add that it is a good method to get some gear, or actually sell some gear that you don't need. Now on to the Guardians. The Guardians is one of the most overlooked aspects in the game. So basically all of these Guardians offer a different kind of buff. Mine offers a 400 defense buff for 30 seconds. Now using this against a boss while it's doing a lot of damage might just save us. So basically I don't use a keybind for it, I just press it with my mouse. But that's about it. And also I recommend rebinding your keybinds to the letter R, T, G, Z, X, C and V. Because this is easily reachable with one hand and you don't need to actually go a third hand to press all the keys. Now on to the Amtoy house. So basically, as you learned at the start of the game, you actually have your own Amtoy house you can go to. There you can basically send your little friends onto quests and they will bring rewards for you. Now these are not guaranteed awards apart from the contract tokens. I do want to point out the more you do of these, the more you level them up and the better the rewards get. So basically you need salt for crafting, and here you can send your little friends out for quests and they bring you back salt. So this is really good for that. For food crafting, you can basically get a lot of food resources from here, so I recommend looking into that and keep on putting them to separate hours. So for example, when you go to sleep, put them on for 8 hours. If you are just online and doing dungeons, put them out for 1 hour. Basically the rewards vary, so make sure you check that out. Now let's quickly look at how you level up your gear. I also have a video on how to get epic gear, so make sure you check that out. In the level up tab you can actually use the ghost stones to level up your gear. So you need the same tier of ghost stones as is your item. So these are armor ghost stones, accessory ghost stones and weapon ghost stones. On the second one you have the transfer tab. Here basically, let's say you have some kind of purple equipment that's level 0 and you have your blue equipment that's, for example, let's take this cape. You have a blue cape that's level 9. You have a purple cape that's level 0. So you can pick this purple cape and actually choose the blue cape and transfer the levels onto it. On the third tab you can actually add traits to your items. So I don't have anything to add traits to right now, but basically you can click here, select a trait, and with trait unlock stones you can pick a trait for your item. So traits are really important in the game. It gives you extra buffs, extra stats, and I recommend getting them. You do need to level up your traits, but make sure you don't prioritize them over your main gear. Now into the lithograph book. Basically you can throw items in here that you don't need to get some extra rewards. So the rewards are on the right side and the things you need to put in are on the left side. Do keep in mind you cannot get an item pack once you put it in there, but some of the rewards are pretty good. For example, you can put in 4 blue pieces and get a purple gear piece back. So in my opinion it's a good way to get some gear if it's in your build. Otherwise it's basically just throwing trash away. Now you also have the craft button. So basically here you can see all of the things you can craft in different crafting stations, so you don't have to run through all of them and learn what you have and what you don't. So these rare crafters, the best crafters in the game, are on the south side of the map in this castle. Here you get the waypoint and you can always teleport there to craft. Now onto the auction house. Basically in the auction house you can earn Lucent and use Lucent to buy gear or extracts of traits from other people. Basically from the sell tab you can see what in your inventory is sellable on the market. In the sell history you can see I've sold multiple traits for a decent amount of Lucent. So around 500 Lucent is 10 euros. You go into the purchase tab and keep in mind that there is gear here and there are extracts here. So extracts are basically traits. A person gets that item, they extract a good trait off of it and they sell it on the market. You can use these traits to basically level up the traits on your own weapon, so that's why people buy them. When you go onto your gear, you press left click onto it. It can't be leveled up though, otherwise you can't extract the trait. You left click onto it and press extract trait. You need 15 extraction stones, but you should get them pretty easily with Ornate coins and through the battle pass. On the top right you have your dungeon tokens and open world tokens. So basically they are both limited, but you get dungeon tokens within days, so 900 tokens per day. And under the co-op dungeon tab it takes 300 tokens to actually get one chest. And keep in mind, you don't use up the tokens once you enter the dungeon, it uses it up once you open the chest at the end of the dungeon. Now you can go into the party board and search for a kind of role you're playing, so tank, healer, damage dealer, DPS, and you can just request to join parties. Now this is the best way to find random parties for separate dungeons. On the left side you can pick what kind of dungeons you want. So for example, if you want to go into all dungeons or into a specific dungeon, and that's usually how that works. Now with the normal tokens that reach up to 20,000 or the contract tokens, basically you can use them in open world dungeons killing mobs, because killing those mobs will give you some good drops and good Solent. I made a video on that, on how to get Solent and Lucent fast, so I recommend watching that to get a deeper explanation on how all of that works. Now from the menu you also have the guild tab. I recommend joining a guild because you can do guild raids with specific rewards, or you can donate to the guild to get guild tokens, do contracts, basically get more rewards. Now you can spend these tokens at the guild merchant and there are pretty good rewards, so I recommend doing that definitely. I'm in a guild called the Iron Inn on Starfall, the server, and I just recommend joining a guild to get some group experience, and this game is kind of guild to win, meaning if you're in a guild you have a higher chance of doing stuff. Now I'm not gonna get into contracts because I covered them in how to get stolen and loosened fast, but basically you get 10 contracts per day, and by completing each contract you get around 75,000 gold, contract tokens and a couple of other rewards. So I recommend doing these contracts every single day or letting them stack up and do them every 5 or 6 days. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video.
So let's go talk about it. You look so sexy when your hands are wrapped around it. Flip me over, be my meat.